With the second season of one of the most beloved isekai animes, Mushoku Tensei Season 2 dropping soon, here's a quick recap. Mushoku Tensei follows the story of a 34-year-old shutting who gets hit by a truck and is reincarnated into a fantasy world as a baby named Rudeus Grey Rat. You know what? This is the perfect time to take a break. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Enjoy. Our journey starts with young Rudeus as he grows up in this world. He discovers that he has incredible magical talent. His mother, Zenith, who is a skilled healer mage, and his father, Paul, who is a skilled swordsman and ladies' man. With the guidance of both parents, Rudeus begins his magical education. To probably foster the genius that is Rudeus Grey Rat, his parents employ the services of a traveling magician called Roxy to become his teacher for a few short years. After Roxy's departure, Rudeus befriends Slyphie, a shy and timid girl that becomes his first friend as well as romantic interest. After some time studying with both Rudeus and Slyphie, Rudy aims to join a magical school where he can improve his skills, and he wants Slyphie to join him, but Sylvie's family are unable to afford this. Rudy asks his father to find him a job so he can pay for Sylvie's education. Rudy takes on a role of the tutor for a tomboyish and violent girl named Eris, who is a year older than him as well as also the granddaughter of a relative. As the months went by, Rudy and Eris grew close, but unbeknownst to them, a storm was starting to brew. When Rudeus wakes up, he is faced with Hesperidion, a demon race with green hair and a gem on their forehead. As a kid, they've been warned to stay away from anyone with those features, as you would warn of the boogeyman. Eris and Rudeus, the Hesperidion, quickly get along and somewhat build a master-disciple relationship. But on the human continent, the after effects of the storm are still being felt, as we see some heartbreaking news that Rudeus' party don't know about.
Eris, 最愛の孫娘よ。もし生きているなら、どうか幸せに。
ルーデウス、ゼニスとリーリャ、アイシャが行方不明だ。ノルンは俺が保護している。お前が現在どこにいるかはわからん。だが、お前なら一人でもここにたどり着けると考えている。よって、お前の捜索は後回しにする。俺はミリス大陸へと行く。そこがゼニスの生まれた故郷だからだ。リーリャの故郷、実家にも伝言を残しておく。お前は中央大陸の北部を探せ。見つけたら下記まで連絡をくれ。
Three adventurers begin their journey back home, going through a lot to leave the demon continent, forming a hunting party to make money and named it Dead End, which is a name used to refer to the Hesperidians. But by them using the name, they can help Rudeus clean his people's name. Also, before leaving the continent, Rudeus meets a demon lord who gives him the eye to see into the future sight essentially, as a reward from saving her from starvation. After sailing across the ocean, Rudy and Rudeus save a couple of children, which lands Rudeus in hot water.
こんにちは。元引きニートのルーデウスです。さて、このアパートの目玉、安心のセキュリティ構造。ああ、だって牢屋ですもん。
A fire breaks out. Rudy saves himself as well as also the village. But little did they know this was the same village that Galendo is from. I definitely butchered their name. Basically his and Eris' sword teacher. The rest of the crew joins Rudy, and after they spend a couple of months in the village, they continue their journey with a new member, Rudeus' former cellmate, named Geese. When they arrived at the new city, their new member Geese left them, and Rudy runs into an unexpected person.
覚悟はできてんだろうな。は？この男もどこかで見たことがあるような懐かしい感じがする。ルディ。
俺をその名前で呼ぶ男は一人しかいない。そう、それは正真正銘、この世界での俺の
父様。
Paul and Rudy have a massive fight, and after he tells Rudy that his entire family, with the exception of his sister, Norm, are missing. Geese later on walks into his friend Paul, drunk, at the pub, and talks some sense into him, which led to him realizing how harsh he was on Rudy earlier, and apologized in what basically was a super emotional scene. The new information they got from Paul makes Rudy make additions to his plan and find a way to rescue his family. The season ends with Rudilda leaving after bringing them home, ending Dead End Group essentially, and Eris leaving Rudy after, for lack of better terms, they got involved. And that brings us to the end of Season 1 of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Season 2 picks off right where Season 1 left, with Rudy hollow and heartbroken. But with his mother, Zenith, still missing, he has no time to wallow in self-pity. You know what? This is the perfect time to take a break. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Enjoy.
行方不明の母親を探したいのに金が必要。だからこんな無茶な依頼を受けようってんだろ。そこでどうだい？その依頼、私たちと一緒に受けないかい？
Rudy joins Counter Arrow and is welcomed by all of them except Sarah, a girl who is around his age and pretty aggressive towards him. When the mission began, it was initially smooth, too smooth. Unbeknownst to them, they were hunted by the same beast that they came to hunt. The hunters have become the hunted. Rudy found his joy in magic when he saved Counter Arrow. The darkness that he was carrying was not so dark anymore. He established himself as an adventurer in the city and builds up a reputation under his new nickname, Quagmire. But even with all that renown, he was just hiding his hollowness behind a smile as he was exposed by a fellow adventurer.
はい、気持ち悪いんだよ、その笑み。てめえは笑えてると思ってるかもしれねえけど、笑えてねえんだよ。
すみません、目障りでしたね。
Rudy meets an incomplete and distraught Counter Arrow party. They tell him that the mission went bad and they're down a member and Sarah is missing. He sets off alone in the middle of a blizzard to save her.
嬉しかったよ。助けに来てくれて。
After that, Rudy joined them for a few more missions, and the pair got closer, enough that she even asked him out on a date. The date went well, and they ended up coming back to his place, and that's when he realized.
問題があったのは俺の方だった。ただ、沈黙していたのだ。
He came back to the bar to drink his sorrows away, and that's where Saul came to make fun of him, and Rudy lashed out at him.
つまり、あれが立たなくて女に振られたってことか。
Saul takes him to a brothel, which didn't work. When he came out drunk and talking on the streets to Saul about Sarah, she overheard and ended things with him.
違う、今のは。
Saul offers Rudy a chance to join his hunting party and get out of the city. Rudy flourishes under the party over the next roughly 2 years, gaining respect of party members and spreading his name with many feats such as slaying the dragon alone.
私の名前はエリナ・リーゼ。エリナ・リーゼ・ドラゴンロード。あなたの父、パウロの元パーティーメンバーですわ。
Elena Nice tells him that they found his mother and she's safe but in the labyrinth. With Roxy and Paul on their way to find Zenith, there was no need for Rudy's rush. While Rudy was debating whether to train first or embark on the adventure, he receives a letter of admission to be a special student at Rudeus University, the same school that he wanted to attend with Slyphie in Season 1.
ルーデウスよ、ラノア魔法大学に入学しなさい。君は男子としての能力と自信を取り戻すことができるでしょう。
When Rudy arrived at the university to test his skills, he was made to fight an upperclassman called Fitz, who Rudy easily defeats.
あなたの故郷はもうありません。大丈夫。私が力になります。それまで、今この瞬間から名前も姿も変えて。
In class, Rudy is reunited with Zanoba, a prince who is a big fan of his sculptures and aims to be taught by Rudy.
隣いいかな。じゃあ早速だけど役に立つかもと思ってさ。
男相手に。
Fitz and Rudy begin to spend a lot of time together studying and hanging out.
彼の何気ない仕草が気になる。そう、恋ってやつだ。
その予見眼、貴様がルーデウス・グレイラットか。我がフィアンセ、魔界大帝キシリカより話は聞いておる。我が名は魔王バーディーガーディ。貴様に決闘を申し込む。
Rudy wins the duel and finds that Barigari is their new teacher. Even though all that is happening, Rudy still continues his research on mana teleportation, and Fitz suggested he meets Silent 7 Star to help him as she is most knowledgeable about mana circles.
また会ったわね。
Turns out she was the girl that was beside Eris dead, the man who almost killed him in season 1. And his PTSD overcame him when he saw her. After he calmed down, she tells him that she got teleported from Japan as opposed to Rudy who got reincarnated. Her name is Nanahoshi Suzuka. She doesn't age and has been trying to look for a way back home. They end up making a deal. Her knowledge for Rudy's mana. She tells Rudy and Fitz she's probably the cause of the mana disaster. Fitz is getting jealous of Silent and Rudy's relationship as they speak with each other in Japanese, a language she doesn't understand. At this point, Rudy has been in school for almost a year. He meets up with Sol, who was visiting, and on his way back, he runs into Fitz, who was with Luke and refuses to answer him, causing him to think about it all day, and when he saw her, he called her out. The princess puts pressure on Slyphie to reveal her identity and make a move on Rudy, as she believes Rudy could be a powerful ally for her, as well as also push her friend to shoot her shot, and as such helps Slyphie come up with a plan of attack. From a planned adventure to unexpected rain to being stuck in a cave together, the plan was amazing, and it worked.
フィッツ先輩。何？レディ？もしかしてフィッツ先輩の本名はシルフィエットというのではないでしょうか？
Everything was going great, but his soldier was still off duty. Slyphie cuddles up with him and cheers him up.
昔からずっとレディが好きでした。今はもっと好きです。もう離れないでください。シルフィ、俺も好きです。
Fitz told the princess and Luke what happened, including Rudy's issue. The princess laughed, Luke stood up for Rudy, and acts as the plug to give Fitz a powerful and expensive aphrodisiac to help Rudy. And it worked.
どうしたの?
When Rudy woke up and Slyphie was missing, he thought it was a repeat of what happened with Eris. But when Slyphie walked back at that moment, he felt relieved and he hugged her tightly as tears ran down his face, and she hugged him back.
まさか不能の治療が終わったら家族のためにこの国から旅立つ。シルフィーとははいさようならというわけではないでしょうね。シルフィーと結婚します。
The season ended with Rudy proposing to Fitz and her accepting. That's basically all that happened in season 2. Can't wait for the second part of it. Hope it's as amazing as the first part. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thumbs up.